FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park.
Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey with your host Will and your co-host, the water cooler guru, FM 88.1 WHPR Power Talk Live Radio. Live call-in number 313-868-3688. Live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Straight sports talk, no professionals here. Live streaming at FM881WHPR.com.
Yeah, welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey today. I'm your host, Will, with the water cooler guru.
Good morning, Detroit. How you guys doing out there this morning? I'm Haven Robinson, the water cooler guru.
All right, we got a variety of topics to talk about today. If you feel free to join in, give us a call at 313-868-3688. Once again, 313-868-3688, or you can watch us live on the live stream and at www.fm881whpr.com. So let's just jump right into it. What you want to talk about today?
Okay, first I want to talk about the Detroit Public School League. Crockett in the state championship, well, I should say the state playoffs. Crockett defeated Country Day 13-12, and they came back from a 12-0 deficit to defeat Country Day, and I'm proud of Crockett. They're 9-1 now. And they also was the public school Division I champions.
You a liar, man. How you proud of Crockett? You pick Cass. Huh?
Slow down. But I always root for the PSL when it comes to state tournament.
We're going to tell the truth on here.
Well, Cass still in the two. They won also. They beat Livonia Churchill 35-6 while you're talking.
I mean, let's just keep it real. You proud of Crockett. You wasn't proud of them 2 weeks ago.
Now, let me get back to what I was saying. Douglas, the other PSL champion in Division II, they defeated Southwestern 36-18, and I'm proud of them too.
Hey, before we move on, let me just say also we're giving away some money today, so feel free. The water cooler guru, you have a contest going on, and
I tried to give us some money last week, but I guess everybody had money last week.
Yeah, so feel free to call in. 313-868-3688. We got some hot cash over here to give away. All you got to do, explain your contest. It's your contest.
Well, last week it was 3-on-3, but evidently they couldn't challenge the guru. So, you know what I mean? They couldn't. So what I'll do this week is I'll just ask the caller 3 questions. He answered the 3 questions, and he'll win $50 gift card.
Simple as that.
Easy money. And the first ain't till, Tuesday? And I think you can use the extra 50 to hold you over to Tuesday.
We know you're waking up broke this morning. Let's keep it real.
Party last night.
People can't see you over the phone, so don't be shy or ashamed because your pocket's empty this morning.
Right, use an alias. You ain't got to use your real name.
Once again, call in 313-868-3688. And also, getting back to the PSL, who you think on out of all Cass, Crockett, King? Who you taking? Or Douglas? I shouldn't say King. Yeah, King.
Yeah, King and the King also won 46-7. They beat Grosse Pointe South. Cass, and I didn't have the division in front of me right now, but Crockett and Douglas are in 2 different divisions, and I'm hopefully. One of the 4 teams, I'm hoping they could carry the torch for us. I just want us to win one. We only won 1 state title in the history of the state football championship, so I'm hoping for another one.
Who was that? What year?
Oh, that was King.
Oh, okay. What year? For the cheap seats people that don't understand.
It was either 207 or 206. As a matter of fact, I have the poster on my garage.
I mean, if you're the water cooler guru, don't you know?
Well, I can tell you the coach. It was Coach Reynolds. I mean,
we all know that.
One of the greatest football coaches in the state of Michigan ever. He's retired now, but he's one of the greatest ever.
And also, a little bit later on, I'm going to talk about the Detroit Lions, the fans, the media, the organization. I'm going to tell you why you will never win a champion. You might be mad, but I don't care. But I'm going to tell you why Detroit Lions would never, ever win a championship.
Never say ever.
Oh, I'm saying it. I said it. And I'll get into a little more details a little later,
Hey, you Lions fans, call in and get him straight. 313-868-3688. Defend your team.
Well, see, that's the problem. They fans. They're not sportsmen. But like I said, I'm not going to touch on that really too much right now. We got Michigan State, to talk about, and Wayne State. Unfortunately, they lost yesterday.
Yeah, I'm real disappointed with Wayne State. I was really been pulling them. Now they're 7-2, and they was ranked coming in the game number 10 in the country, and they lost to Saginaw Valley 28-20. And right now it looks kind of bleak because they're tied for first place in their half of the division with Ashland. And unfortunately, when they played Ashland earlier, Ashland beat them, so Ashland has the tiebreaker.
Oh, okay then. So get out there. Hopefully, well, they got a couple of more games left, so they're not dead. They on life support, but they ain't dead.
Exactly.
So.
And by the way, the bums, these are bums. They had no.
Hold on, I said I was gonna get to the Lions later.
We still on college. I got some more. I got to give a shout out to these bums. They won a game yesterday, Minnesota. The bums that then gave up 60 and 70 and 80 points, gave up basketball scores, and Iowa, which was pretty decent.
Well, isn't that Michigan State next opponent next week, Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota might be trying to get on a win streak.
Who you going with? Who you going with in that game?
Well, I'm going with Michigan State.
Wow, don't get scared now. Yeah, so you got a few over there. Come on, callers, call on in. Feel free to talk about what's on your mind to try to win this money we got sitting over here. 313-868-3688, Detroit Sports Jersey.
Yeah, and by the way, back to them scores. Michigan crushed Purdue 38-14. And that wasn't the score.
That was the score. They killed them boys yesterday.
I thought it was 36.
Come on, write down the right score. Now, you're supposed to be the water cooler guru. What we got going?
I worked last night also, too.
You got a job?
Yeah, I got to work for a
I thought this was your job.
I'm a broke CEO.
Come on now.
I'm not Gates. I got to work also.
He said, it don't matter. They won. It don't matter. They blew them out. Would you call that Michigan State game a blowout yesterday?
They humiliated us. I'm embarrassed that I picked them yesterday like a fool. I picked them.
Well, they got Minnesota coming up at home next Saturday. It's a 12. It's a high noon game. Be on the Big Ten Network, November the 5th. So, and then they go to Iowa, back home against Indiana. Then they close out
Indiana's some bums.
And then they close out at Northwestern. So they got 4 more games to go. And hopefully, the Legends title, the Legends division, rather.
Well, they're 3-1. They're tied with Michigan and Nebraska for first place. And the only fortunate thing is Michigan State needs Michigan to beat Nebraska.
You think Michigan gonna do it? They play Nebraska at Michigan, right?
For some reason, man, I just don't like Nebraska. They gave them all that credit coming into the Big Ten like they just going to dominate. They got lucky and beat Ohio
They was
State.
They was going on history, man. I mean,
yeah, but don't disrespect my Big Ten, man. Don't disrespect them.
No. They the one that got disrespected. Everybody was picking Michigan State to beat because they don't like the quarterback. This quarterback they say they got their arm. I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, but they was a 4-point favorite.
Yeah, but
Nebraska was a 4-point favorite.
Okay, but guess what? The offense didn't beat them. The defense did.
Yeah, they choked.
And what really kills me about that is the Michigan fans should have given Michigan State fans should have given Nebraska some credits and props due to the fact, look where Sue came from. Huh?
I agree.
So when you're talking about defense, look at Sue. Speaking of Sue.
Hold on, we're still on college. Slow down, slow your roll.
That's my man right there, these cowards in the NFL. That's another subject we're going to talk about a little later on.
Yeah, the NFL done got soft.
Yeah.
You know, when I played football, we used the old forearm. You know what I'm saying? That was it. Wasn't no whistle blow. We held you up.
Yeah, now they coming out here with pink panties on. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You punk.
He talked about me.
Next time, Sue, rip his head off. Yeah, that way he won't be able to talk.
And, you know, I'm surprised because when we played back in the, maybe I'm getting a little bit too, back in the 70s, we talked about you on the field. And all of a sudden now you talk about somebody.
Exactly.
He said something bad about me.
And let's just say, for example, let's just say Sue did say, bring the card out for the quarterback. So what? I'd have said the same thing.
How many times on the playground have we said that?
Exactly.
Get this bum off the field.
Exactly. You know, now they up here whining and crying. But anyway, we'll touch into that subject a little later on. Let's get back to this college.
Yeah, so Michigan really, they're playing well. You know, they lost to Michigan State, but they overcoming that. They beat Purdue, and I got hope for them. Michigan State, basically, really, only hope they got is Michigan beat Nebraska. If Michigan beats Nebraska, and everybody went out, Michigan State will win the tiebreaker with Michigan because they beat them in head-to-head competition.
Well, Michigan got these next 2 road games coming up at Iowa and at Indiana, so then they finish up at home with Nebraska and Ohio State. I really see, and I hope that the Iowa and Illinois game, you know, could be a cakewalk for these boys so they can get ready for Nebraska and Ohio State. Because them going to be their 2 biggest games.
Right, and Iowa just lost to Minnesota, so.
What you think about the coach, first-year coach? How he doing so far? So far, so good. Better than Rich Rod.
Yeah, you know, I have no complaints with him. I mean,
You know.
really, he surprised me. He's doing an excellent job. I mean, to take over a program with other people, athletes, in a different game plan than what you had with game style, it's hard to do.
I know he did something yesterday. I'm glad you didn't watch the game because you would have been mad. He did the rotate the quarterback.
Stop playing musical chairs with the quarterback. Robinson is the best player on your team, period. And I didn't say quarterback. I said best player, period. He played every down. Matter of fact, I even put him in on defense. He is the best player on your team. Back in the day, we played both ways.
That's true. That is true.
Y'all getting soft out there.
He said they getting soft.
They getting soft. Well, they want everybody now want to cheat. You know what I mean? Taking steroids. When we played back in the early 70s, we didn't even lift weights, man. It was the best man to win.
Exactly. That is
and
true.
I'm confused. You know, everybody want to get bigger, faster, and stronger. That's why these guys are getting hurt so much, man. I mean, really, let's just, you know, exercise, stay fit, all that lifting weights and all that, man, that and taking steroids, trying to get bigger, stronger. You got guys now 300 pounds winning 4.5 Man, that was unheard of. Back when I came up, the big guys couldn't run. That kept the game fair. How the little guy going to stand a chance if the big guy just as fast?
That's true. That is true. So what you saying? They got to get back in the weight room or whatever?
Well, leave the steroids.
Leave the steroids.
Everybody want to cheat to get bigger and stronger.
Yeah, this is
true.
true.
Do the old-fashioned way. You remember with that when Rocky fought the Russian? What Rocky fight was that? That was Rocky Rocky 3?
I don't know, sir. That was before my time. I was just a baby then.
Yeah, all right, okay. We need to check your birth certificate, Obama.
I didn't know that I was sitting up here with Abe Lincoln.
Everybody watch Rocky, man. They got the classic movie station. You know, the Russian had all that modern training techniques. He taking all these drugs, doing all this. Rocky went out the old-fashioned way, chopping down trees, got the old tie around his waist.
What you say?
They don't believe in that no more.
But see, that's why I was saying back to Sue. I believe he one of them old school hard players, you know, naturally.
You know what? They're afraid of Sue.
Oh, yeah. The NFL, yes, they are.
They're afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are cowards out there. The guy's bigger and stronger, and you guys talking about, well, he should hit me. Well, that's what they pay him $50 million to do.
No.
They hit you.
Now, what kills me is they say he's a dirty player. Like he said, bring me a tape. Show me. Ain't nobody brought one yet. And believe you me, if he had a tape out there, it'll be all over ESPN.
Exactly.
It'll be all over the local news.
We got too many crybabies.
Exactly. You know, so.
And I hate to throw my man under the bus.
Go ahead. I'll run him over.
Swartz was crying too.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
You got all this started, Swartz.
Actually,
You
know
cried when you got your hand shook too hard, and then Atlanta comes in here and starts crying when Soup pops him upside the head like he's supposed to. That's what we want him to do.
They should switch coaches.
Exactly.
Atlanta need our coach, and we need Atlanta's coach. You know?
No, we need homeboy from, man, what's his name?
Bring back Mike Dicker.
No, not Dick, the other boy, Ryan.
Buddy Ryan.
No, not, he used to coach the Atlanta Falcons. What's his name? What a hat.
Jerry, Glanville.
Yeah, Glanville. We need Glanville. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Rough and tough.
What do you say? If it ain't no bloods or bones, get back out there on the field. Come to me whining. My ankle hurts.
Get back out there. I was watching First Take the other day, and Lomas Brown was talking about back in the day when they got a concussion, they did the old finger test. You know, if you follow my finger, back out there. And these bums so soft now.
Exactly. So, you think Matthew Glassford gonna play today?
Oh yeah, he's gonna go.
You know.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know.
They're gonna have him out there. He ain't got no choice. Did we? Hold on.
Caller
Oh,
one.
I thought that was a caller. Okay.
Come on, call in and get this money. 313-868-3688. Detroit Sports Jersey with your host Will and the water cooler guru. Go on, and he said he worked hard last night. He trying to give away his money.
Exactly. I worked a little OT. I'm trying to give it away.
You know.
You guys don't want no money. The first ain't the Tuesday. You can call anonymous, and you know what I mean. I know you're proud, but man, in fact, you shouldn't be embarrassed to win a contest. It's like winning a lottery. It's just a little lottery.
Yeah, this is true. You know, it ain't gonna cost you nothing. You know,
Exactly.
just a phone call 313.
And I got 3 easy questions for you.
What'd you say? 3 easy.
3 easy questions.
3 Mickey Mouse questions.
Right. I'm trying to give away the money. I'm trying to give away the money.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to give away the money.
On 313-868-3688. Call in and get the water cooler gurus money.
And just for a little information for you guys that don't know, the Green Bay Packers 7-0 start. Only 4 other Super Bowl champions ever started the season 7-0.
Green Bay's on another level from the whole NFL, even including New England. They're on another level.
Slow your roll. Slow
They're on another level.
Slow your roll. Every week I'm picking New England and Green Bay.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no doubt.
But if Green Bay played New England in New England, then I would have to take New England. If New England played Green Bay in Green Bay, then I would take Green Bay.
Oh, so it depends on where they play.
Exactly. Them are the 2 best teams in the league.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But I'm just saying, I think Green Bay is on another. I ain't saying taking nothing away from New England. Nothing at all. But you never came. Right. So long as Brady's on the field.
Right, exactly. Because overall, Green Bay, to me, has got a better overall team. Yeah. We can't even argue that. But when you put Brady out there, you still got to play well. Ask Brady about when he played the Giants a couple years ago in the Super Bowl when he was 19-0. So, you know, the best team don't always win. That's why my money. Matter of fact, if they played, I really couldn't tell you who would win that game.
If they was go head up on the Super
Bowl? On the neutral field, I really, that would be a hard game to call.
Well, I'm going to take, I have to go with Green Bay because they got too many weapons, and they really refuse to shut down, what's the receiver in New England?
Wes Walker, but you can't shut him down.
I'm just saying, though, you shut him down?
You can't shut him down.
Because Ocho ain't made a noise. You ain't heard a peep out of him. And look who Green Bay got. Jennings, help me out here, Guru. Yeah, come on, help me out here, water cooler Guru. That's all right. We all get familiar with them come Thanksgiving Day when they come into town.
Well, all my people at work thinking Green Bay is going to lose Thanksgiving.
Oh, no, come on. Are you serious?
Yeah, they think they're going to lose.
No. That's just
I mean, you know, quiet as it kept, since we're on football, quiet as it kept, Detroit is at Denver today.
That's a loss.
At Chicago next week.
That's a loss.
And then it's the bye week. Or is it the bye week and then Chicago?
No, they They got a bye week after today's game.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's Denver, bye week, at Chicago, home to Carolina, home to Green
That's
Bay.
a maybe. That's a loss.
And at New Orleans. So the next
That's a loss.
the next 5 games is crucial. Out of the next 5, I'm going to say they're going to go 2-3. That's if they win today.
2 and 3.
Yeah, I'm saying the possible wins are Denver and Carolina.
I tell you what, I'm
Going to Chicago. Chicago's pissed because they embarrassed them Monday night. I don't see them winning that one. Green Bay, I don't care. Monday, Thanksgiving Day, you can say the Lions normally play good on Thanksgiving Day.
Not this year.
Well, no, they're going to play good. They're just going to make it close. It's going to be exciting and close. But Aaron Rodgers,
Man, it's going to be over before the turkey hit the table.
No, because they show up on Turkey Day. They show up. I mean,
They done lost their mojo. You see it, they don't have no confidence. They don't. Are you serious?
it's going to be close.
What game?
You heard it here. It's going to be close.
What games have you been watching?
Because Green Bay ain't really been blowing nobody out. You got to look at that, too. Green Bay just, do enough to beat you.
Who?
Green Bay. They ain't been blowing nobody out.
Listen here. Here go the schedule, right? I'm going to tell you how they going to finish. What are they, 5-2 now, right?
Right.
5-2. Chicago's a loss. I said it. Carolina, it's a maybe. I might give them that one. Matter of fact, let me give them that one. Let me see your pen here for a second. Let me give them that one. I'm going to give them Carolina. That's a W. That's a loss in Chicago. Green Bay is a loss. New Orleans is a loss. Minnesota. Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey. How may I help you?
What up, what up, what up?
Yeah. How you doing? What's happening, caller? You doing all right today? Hello?
You said what?
I said, you doing all right today, caller?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Would you like to win some money?
Yeah, why not?
All right. What
Are you a Lions fan?
You said I'm a Lions fan?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're not a Lions fan.
Okay, well, let the water cooler guru. He got 3 questions for you. You get all 3 of them right. You got 10 seconds to answer the questions, and you'll win his money. How that sound to you? I know you sound like you want to bed broke. Huh? Yeah, you just woke up. It's 10 o'clock, 10:20. Yeah, you need some money. Yeah, usually somebody rolling out of bed at 10 need money.
Okay, the first question is an easy one. Super Bowl.
Wait a minute. After he answered the question, right, I'm going to start this clock. You got 10 seconds to answer.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
First question. Who is the only Super Bowl MVP of the losing team? Name him and the team he played for.
Okay, you got 10 seconds as of now.
Yeah.
Who? Time up while you're giggling and laughing. Your pocket's still empty.
Okay, the answer to that question is it was Super Bowl 5, and it was Chuck Howley, linebacker of the Dallas Cowboys.
That's your boyfriend. It sounds like he in the background trying to give you some answers.
That's right.
Yeah, tell him to get on the phone. Is he a man or what? Huh? Why you got this woman calling in? Huh? Come on.
Okay. I got another question. Question number 2. Okay, this is an even easier one. What was the largest margin of victory in the Super Bowl?
10 seconds as of now.
41 points.
Oh, wow, you was close, but no cigar. It was 45 points, and it was Super Bowl 24. San Francisco beat Denver 55-10. Okay, I got one more question for you. Matter of fact, I'm giving you an easy question, something easier so you can easily answer. Let me see. Let me go.
Has the Lions ever won a Super Bowl?
No.
Okay, well,
Have they ever been to a Super Bowl?
No.
Got that wrong, because there's there watching last year's Super Bowl up in the stands like a fan, because they bums, and I'm going to tell you why they bums.
She don't like the Lions, so you don't have to hate
I'm
her.
going to ask you some questions. Not you.
I'm sorry, caller, you couldn't answer the 3 questions. I appreciate your call. Pardon?
Huh?
Okay, we don't want to hear no domestic violence on this show now. Y'all got problems, take that on Dr.
What's the
Phil.
third question? Because I thought the guru was going to ask me questions, not you, so I think y'all cheating me.
Okay, what you want, some more questions? You want some more? Okay. Okay, so what sports, baseball, football, or basketball? What question you want me to ask? What sport? Name a sport and I'll ask you a question.
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay, basketball. I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, let me give you an easy one. Which team won the most multiple championships? That's like back-to-back or three. So when I say multiple, I mean like they won 2 years in a row or 3 years in a row. What team, well, I should say franchise, done it the most?
Lakers?
Oh, good answer. Correct. You're correct. And how many times did they do it?
They did it 3 years.
No, they did it 5 different times.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'll take my voice now.
But, well, I'll give you a half a point for that one. I'm going to give you another question. Basketball. Let me see.
How old are you? Do your mama know you playing on the phone?
No.
Sound like you about 8.
Okay, no, I'm giving you an easy question. Easy question. What NBA basketball team won the most regular season basketball games without winning the title that year?
Can you repeat the question? Yeah, it was a little sad.
Which NBA basketball team won the most regular season games but did not win an NBA championship?
Miami. The Heat. I don't know.
No, it was the Boston Celtics, and they.
Oh, damn. The Boston Celtics. Don't say that.
Check it out. It was 1972-73 season. Boston Celtics went 68-14, the most wins ever without winning a title.
Look, I can't take this no more.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm liking this call. I'm liking this call.
You liking this caller?
Yeah. Okay. I'm asking another basketball question. You say what?
Yeah, what up?
What is your favorite basketball team?
Oh God! Somebody put a pistol in my head.
New Jersey or Dallas.
New Jersey or Dallas? Okay, question for you then. How many times has New Jersey Nets been to the NBA Finals?
Twice.
Oh, you answered one. Okay, good answer. And who did they? Pardon?
Yes.
Okay, you answered one right. And who did they play?
Hello? Who did they play?
Who did they play? The first year they played, it was 2003. They played, man, I know this. Wait.
Well, your 10 seconds is up.
Oh,
God, jeez.
I don't remember, man. Y'all know how long ago that is.
Is this your maid calling in? Is this your maid?
No, it was you had the season right. They played the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, they don't get anything. They're like half of the money, something.
Okay.
I tell you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You know. I'm feeling. Okay.
I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you 2 tickets to the 2003 championship.
No. We'll give you a $25 gift card. Since you called in.
What's your
Okay, we'll give you a $25 Visa gift card, but you need to call. Give her your cell phone number so she can call and give you your information, their mailing information.
Hello. Oh, put on hold. I'm gonna put you on hold. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Don't hang it up. Just sit down.
Okay.
And then,
Where's the hold?
and then I'll turn your mic on.
Okay.
Just go ahead and talk. Anybody in so I can turn this mic.
Oh, okay. Back to okay. If we have any more callers out there, the number is 313-868-3688. Call in.
Call me when I get off the
To
air
the-
and I get the information. All right, then. All righty there. That was caller number 1. And, you know, we're going to give her, what, 25 just for participating?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then. So call in and go on and
Show
win
you,
the...
you know how we feel. You know, we're just giving away 25.
It's
And what we asked about 8, 9 questions.
exactly. So
That's the way we roll.
you want to win this Hot 50, call in 313-868-3688. Go ahead and stump the guru. All right, let's get
back to these crybabies.
yeah, let's get back over here to these Lions and NFL, the No Fun League. I'm gonna tell you why. Can I get into why the Detroit Lions won't win?
Yeah.
Let
Let's
me
go
get
for
off
it.
into that. Why the Detroit Lions will never, ever win a Super Bowl. Because it's as simple as this. You don't have a threat.
Yeah,
You shut down.
They got Megatron.
Well, yeah, you shut him down, then where you go
It's
to?
almost impossible to shut Megatron
Now,
down.
how come that? They did it. They done it 2 weeks in a row?
He leading the league in touchdowns.
Okay, but it don't mean nothing in wins. We talking about wins. We ain't talking about individual stats. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a perfect example why you need a threat. In 2006, they didn't need him, but they took him anyway. Reggie Bush didn't use him like everybody thought he was gonna be used coming out of college. He wasn't no every down back. He was thrown in the wide out. He was as a punt returner,
kick returner,
all that,
wide
you know.
receiver.
And when I say this, I don't want to take nothing away from Nick Fairley, but you haven't showed me nothing. Nothing.
You just took everything away from
Nothing.
you.
If you would have drafted Mark Ingram, y'all would have had a threat out there. Oh, yeah, he's sitting out today's game. You know why he's sitting out today's game? Look who they playing, the Rams. Why should I play?
So what, he's injured?
Well, he got a heel. You know, his heel is injured. I mean, he could play if it was a must game,
Okay.
you know, but why should he? We playing the Rams. What are they, 0-6, 1-6, something like that? So why should he be played? And another reason, they got a quarterback. See, a threat is what I'm talking about. Drew Brees. I mean, granted, the quarterback for the Lions, he's no Drew Brees. He's a long ways from there.
Well, he's on his way. He's got 20 games under his belt.
Whip-de-doo. Whip-de-doo. Are you serious? So you're missing the more important thing. The fans, the organization, and the media here. Y'all are fans. That's why they can put all that garbage on the field and y'all buy off into it. They will never, and I'm going to tell you something right now. What are they, 5-2?
5-2.
I'm making a bold prediction here. 7-9. They gonna win.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, they gonna win 2
Whoa.
more games, and maybe 3. They might get. Like I said, I'm gonna give them the Carolina game. I'm gonna give them the Minnesota game. They might get that Oakland game. Might. I know they ain't gonna get to San Diego and the 2 Green Bays and Chicago. Forget that.
And they got New Orleans, too.
Yeah, well, that's a loss. Are you serious? Come on now. Did I really have to mention them?
Yeah, you had to throw that in there.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, fan. You need to stop being a fan and being a sportsman. I heard a fan on the radio the other day. You ain't gonna believe this, Haven. I mean, the water cooler guru.
Well, they know me as Haven.
Yeah, the Haven too. I even heard a fan say that the Lions will win 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years. Man, you better go to rehab. What you
They need to be
smoking?
yep, they need
What
to
are
be
you
drug
smoking?
tested.
Are you serious?
So what made them come up with 2 Super
2
Bowls?
Super Bowls in the next 5 years. Not 1, but 2.
And we still got Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all them guys
Let
out
me
there.
tell you who I would pick as Detroit champs in the next 5 years out of all the sports teams, the Lions, Wings, Tigers, and Pistons. And they're going to go in this order, who will win a championship first. And I'm not saying 2 or 3. I'm just going to say 1. And this is in the order just like this. The Wings have a chance to win 1 first, then the Tigers, then the Pistons, then the Lions.
Pistons and Lions running about tit for tat. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, you will never win 1 in Detroit. Do you understand the topic I'm saying? Detroit Lions will never win a championship until you get a threat. You can't keep drafting defense. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, the defensive line is strong.
but-
You need to draft in your weak spots.
And to me, they had a chance. Let me tell you something right now. If you end up 7-9, let me tell you something right now, right? If you end up 7-9, you had Mark Ingram on your team. You could have went out next year. What you gonna end up doing anyway? Is getting the offensive line anyway. You're gonna do that anyway. You didn't do it this year. So why not already have Mark Ingram on your team?
In place.
In place, exactly. Done learned the system. You know, first year on this belt. Now next year you go out and you draft a couple of offensive linemen or maybe somebody in the secondary. See, you have to build. Like I said, take it back to Reggie Bush. 4 years later, he had a Super Bowl.
But their philosophy is we're strong on the defensive line, so we'll draft
I don't
another
care what their
defensive lineman.
philosophy is. We're talking about on the field. We see it on the field.
Right.
I don't care what you're thinking in your head.
Right. I didn't understand drafting a defensive lineman either. I'm confused.
And guess
with that.
what?
And they had a chance
Whoa,
to get
whoa,
an
whoa,
offensive
guess
tackle.
what? He's back in the boot. Oh, he's back in the
Back in the boot.
Oh, he's back in the walking boot.
He's taking Stafford's spot.
Oh. Oh, Detroit, wake up. Quit being suckers and fools. You'll never win a championship. Call in if you think I'm lying. And
313-868-3688.
stop being a fan. Be a sportsman. I'm a big 49er sportsman. I'm not a fan. And I called it when they played the line. I said it. My organization got a bum quarterback. Oh, no, but not the water cooler group. Oh, he this, he that, he this. When they played the line, come on. You saw that bum on the field.
He almost cost
So
me
I
my
call it
pick.
down the middle. So 49ers would never win a Super Bowl with him. Simple as that. I'm sorry to say, I call it like it is. And that's the same way with the Detroit Lions organization. You are fans. You're not a sportsman. And you're going to keep being a fan and a losing fan at that. Because y'all would never put a threat. Y'all waiting on the next Barry Sanders. Next, what you waiting on, Barry Sanders Jr. to get out of he a senior now in high school. What you waiting on him to get out of college? Is that what y'all waiting on, Barry Sanders Jr.?
I mean, if you look at great running backs, just don't come around, every year.
Exactly. And then I'm telling you what I'm talking. Here go the biggest thing, right? Oh well, a running back's life expectancy ain't nothing but 3-4 years. Okay, that's in certain situations. Okay. Now, according to this fan, if you're going to win 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years, why not have a player out there that can contribute like a Mark Ingram? Like I said, you would have had Best, which I'm not a big fan of his.
Yeah, but he would have been the third down. He would have been much better with Ingram.
But I'm just saying, see, now you got the 2-headed snake out there.
Well, he would be your Reggie Bush.
Exactly.
Instead of getting hurt all the time, trying to be the every down back.
But no. We're going to go for a defensive lineman, which to me, that's contradicting yourself because I thought you was happy with the front four.
Well, they wanted to be deep.
Oh, deep. He's not playing. He's hurt.
And they're still deep. I think they're about, I want to say they're about 7 deep or probably 7 linemen deep.
And then what do that get you? Because you can't stop the run. You can't. And I'm going to tell you something about today's game. Oh, Tebow going to look like the Heisman he was in Florida. Oh, he going to have about 200 yards rushing. They can't stop him. Oh, he don't have an arm, granted.
Well, the last 2 weeks I picked against Detroit.
Oh, I'm picking against him today.
And this week, what do you think I'm going to do?
You going to go with him?
Tim Tebow, my hero today.
Call in, fans. Let us know what you think about your Detroit Lions.
313-868-3688. Uh-oh, wait a minute. There's one of them fans there. You say what? You don't believe? Oh.
Yeah, call in. Not only call in and ask questions.
Oh, hold it.
Call in.
Is it Ford? What's up, Ford? That was your homeboy? Okay. He said he had to get Farley.
That was
was his homeboy.
That was Matt Millen. That was Matt, Dirty Matt calling in. He got a few things to say about this, and they put it on Matt Millen. It ain't on Matt Millen, even though he did make some bold decisions.
They gave him a raise after 5 years of losing.
And then, what?
Matt Miller, they gave him a raise.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of his losing, the 5 years, the worst losing we ever saw in the history of professional sports, he got a raise. What job do you get where you don't perform well and you get a raise? I thought you get rolled up a 5,
Exactly.
not a raise.
Yeah, well, that's the owner's fault. You know, he don't have a passion for the team.
No.
His thing is moving them Ford F-150s.
Exactly.
That's it.
And moving them dollar bills through the turnstile.
Exactly. You
'Cause
know.
you
Actually, you know what? He probably used the Lions as a tax write-off.
no, because they're worth about $700 million. They making money. There ain't no tax
yeah.
write-off.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what
They
it is.
sending the grandbabies to college.
You know, I could imagine what Jerry Jones would did with this organization if he owned it. Not that they're doing much better in Dallas, but he don't play though. You don't do good. You out
Yeah,
of
but
here.
if I'm not mistaken, hasn't he won 3 Super Bowls?
Who? Yeah.
So, you can't win them all.
This is true. This
You know
is
what I
true.
mean? I'll take the 3.
Yeah, up the versus the O and what Super Bowl is this? We up to 40.
45, 46. I mean, we
So what is the Lions? Oh, 45.
Yeah, they over 45. So I'll take 3. I'll take 3 any day.
Exactly. You know. So yeah. So once again, like I said, I predict the Lions to lose, and not only lose, but I'm gonna say lose big. And what I mean by big, I'm talking about 2 touchdowns or better.
Whoa, you really going out.
Oh yeah. Until
I
they
ain't going to go out that far.
Oh, I am. Now, the close games will be, to me, a Chicago black and blue division. They always play good. You know, San Diego, they got it. Well, they're at home against San Diego. So, you know.
San Diego don't play as well on the road.
The only person that I'm not a Lions fan, but the only person I do like on the Lions so far is Sue. And it's for the simple fact.
And Vandenbosch. I like him too.
And for the simple fact, he playing old school football. I'm here to rip your head off.
Rock 'em sock.
I'm here to knock you out. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Now, you can go home, cry to your mommy. You can go home and cry to the media. So what? Play football.
Right, or stay at home.
You know, sitting there. He told my quarterback, you know, we going to bring out the cart. Man, he should have said bring out the ambulance, too. I'm about to kill all y'all on this field because y'all scared of me.
Little girls.
You know. And I don't see, be honest with you, I'm gonna put this out there to the fans. Don't let them make no improvement by the time Sue's contract is up. He's out of here. He's out
Well,
of
they
here.
are. I mean, they're better than what they are better. You got to give them that much.
Yeah, I
credit.
give them better.
Yeah,
than
they
what
are better.
Yeah, they better, but they're not all this 2 Super Bowls in 5 years, 16-0. Are you serious? 11-5, 12-4. I don't
Yeah, that's
see
what
that.
they was hollering them numbers. Though. I was
Yeah,
confused.
exactly. I don't see that.
How you go from, what was they, 6-10 last year? Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
6-10. I mean, they made some improvements, but the improvements wasn't that great for you to say 11-5 and which division they in. And I didn't think Minnesota would be as bad as they are. I mean, them 2 victories that I didn't count.
And that's another thing I want to say, that the reason that I believe the Lions messed up in this draft because they got caught up in the hype of winning those games last year, and I guess the way they was acting, that was the Super Bowl. I don't know. You know, I just know that they're gonna be 7-9 before the season.
I see them. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got a possibility of winning 4 more. Yeah, I'm looking at 8-8.
Let me get the sponsorship out of the way. Detroit Sports Jersey is sponsored by Rest in Peace. That's Rest, the letter N, Peace. For more information, 313-878-2173 or 866-646-1110. Let me get that number out again, 866-646-1110. For more information, www.rest.peace.org. They're sponsoring Detroit Sports Jersey today. And I would like to also thank the mayor's office, you know, for sending by the director of community relations, Mr. Fraser Kempson. You know, for more information on Angel Nights, for more information, www.angelsnight.org. For more information, 313-224-3450.
And a note to that, we're proud to say we used to work for Dave.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We used to work for Old Davy.
Oh, yeah, that's right, over there at Superb.
Yeah,
yeah,
we got it
Oakland.
started.
Oh, yeah. We had
we
plant
rolled some
1 and
pods
2.
out there. Yeah, we had pods rolling, y'all.
We
We
had-
was rolling.
We had plant 1
Superb
and 2
manufacturing.
rocking. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we put Detroit
Yeah.
back on the map,
What was that, about
baby.
in 90, early
Yeah,
90s?
90, 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had them rolling.
We worked up there for Mary Bing. I'm quite sure a lot of you guys. And Mary Bing, feel free to call in.
Yeah, 313
You know?
686 3688.
Talk about your Hall of Fame career.
And we gave away $25 to this beautiful young lady. Don't nobody else want to call in and try to win the 50.
313.
Now I felt bad for y'all because y'all scared to challenge the guru, so I gave away 25. Now, do somebody want to win 50?
And don't let your feelings get in the way just because I talked about the bum Lions. I said it. You know.
And that should be more reason you want to take his money.
There you
He's
go.
talking about your precious Lions.
Yeah, when they come
Show
back.
some heart. Show some heart.
Matter of fact, you can take that $50 when they come back home November the 20th and play Carolina. You can use that 50 to go buy you a couple of tickets.
One ticket, dog.
And you get a hot dog.
And you might have to put some change with that.
She said get a ticket and a hot dog.
They would have to win 2 weeks in a row.
Take that hot 50 downtown with your boy to the box office and let me get a couple of tickets.
Oh, no, just take the 50 and go down there and tailgate.
By yourself.
No, tailgate.
Yeah, this is true.
It's all expensive.
Yeah, so feel free to call in 313-868-3688. Detroit Sports Jersey. DetroitSportsJersey.com. Oh, yeah, check it all out. Also, today's show is sponsored by MotorCityTalkTime.com. That's MotorCityTalkTime.com. For more information, 313-624-7814.
Oh, there's one thing I did. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I hope y'all didn't see that.
Oh, God, what are you doing over there?
Hey, we want to give a nice shout out to the St. Louis Cardinals for winning the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even though I'm admit I took Texas, but I'm shouting out St. Louis. I'm proud of you. I mean, excellent victory. I mean, to come back down from 3-2 is marvelous. And about that 3-2, I mean, I'm looking at my notes
Do
here.
you think the Tigers will go after Pujols? Because like you said, he got 2 championships. It's all about the money
Well, it's all
now.
about the money. Dombrowski.
What you think he looking for a year? What, 25, 30 a year?
Yeah, he want Yankee money.
When New York is straight up Interstate 80.
No. We want to take no. Sliding over. You know what I mean. We're not that far from you. It's only about 8-hour drive to St. Louis. Drive on up here, Pujols. You know what I'm saying? Drive on up. Matter of fact, I was in St.
But
Louis
you know
this
what,
summer.
though? You're right. They got Yankees written all over it. They got Yankees.
Yep, he done won 2 titles.
Yeah.
Now it's all about the money.
Exactly.
So Detroit spent a little money. I mean, think if you had Pujols to go along with Cabrera.
Oh, yeah.
Cabrera would have to move to third base, even though Pujols played third base too in his career. But yeah, I'll move Cabrera to third base. I'll sacrifice a little defense for offense.
You know why I'll go with him, go get him or Beltran? Because you need a bat to get these players off the bases.
Exactly.
You
One game
cannot-
we stranded 22 in the Texas
you
series.
cannot win that way.
And we got a nice pitching staff. You know what I mean? The pitching staff is pretty solid. We just need some bats, man. I mean, you got to score some runs.
Exactly.
You got to score runs. I mean, I don't care how great your defense is or how great your pitching is. You still have to score.
This is true.
Defense win championships, but all them defensive teams that won championships, they scored a few points. You got to score a few.
Yeah, this is true. So once again, we'd like to give shout out to the St. Louis Cardinals, for winning the World Series. Good job.
Tony La Russa, one of the greatest managers of all time. They tried to talk him about it like a dog for the blunders he made, but who's laughing now?
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, he won in 2006 and right back in 2011. I mean,
2006. That's the year he beat the Tigers, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, in the last few years, matter of fact, him and the manager, or the ex-manager for Boston, is the only one won 2 titles in the last 10 years. Manager.
Yeah.
The last
Franco.
2. Yeah.
Franco, yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right, okay. 313-868-3688.
Is that you, Dave? Is that you, Dave? Dave just gave us a shout out, y'all. You know, so why don't y'all call in 313-868-3688. Come on and win the money. I'm asking an easy question. Matter of fact, I'm asking the question now. One of the questions, give you time. You can look it up, Google it. What was the closest football Super Bowl game ever? The closest score.
There you
go. Now,
go.
Google that now and then call me back, and I'll give you 2. So that's one question you should have.
I'm going to say 2-1.
I didn't say World Series. I said Super Bowl.
3-1. Oh yeah. So let's get back to this game today. So
I got Denver 17-14.
17-14.
17-14.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna stick with the 14, but I'm gonna say 28-14. Like I said, I'm going 2 touchdowns or better.
And by the way, for the last 2 weeks, my Sunday picks for the 24 games that I picked 20 of them right. So I think I'm on a little roll. So I figured, it ain't too late for you guys. Let me give you my picks for today. And starting off, Arizona is at Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore.
Who got the points?
Oh, I ain't even looking at the
Okay.
points. I ain't looking at the points. These just my picks. I'm just straight up just picking winners. Minnesota is at Carolina. I'm going with Cam Newton. Jacksonville is at Houston, and Jacksonville only had 9 points. Their offense looked horrible. Defense looked great. Yeah, I'm going with Houston without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, you scoring 9 points. And the only thing saved you was Baltimore had a horrible offense, was horrible than yours. I mean, that quarterback, what's his name, Bucco.
Boo Boo.
Yeah.
That's how he played.
Flacco the Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Ken the Boo Boo the Clown. Yeah. Hopefully we won't have another game like that because I'm picking you today, Flacco, against Arizona. But Arizona I can't see you losing Arizona at home. If you lose Arizona at home, run Flacco out of town. And like I said, I got Houston over Jacksonville. Miami is at the Giants. Now that's a no-brainer there.
Take the G, man.
Right. I seen one guy on the sheet. He picked Miami.
What is he smoking? He must be smoking with that Lions fan. Talking about the Lions gonna win 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years.
And another guy picked St. Louis and beat New Orleans.
Oh,
Even though I know it's in St. Louis. St. Louis did win the World Series, but this is football. Pujols don't play football. So I got New Orleans over St. Louis.
What you work with, some crackheads?
I don't think they drug test.
That should be mad. If anybody picking St. Louis over New Orleans, you should straight to the clinic.
I don't think they drug test. They couldn't be because some of these picks. And Indianapolis at Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee.
All right, that's a no-brainer. And Indianapolis. This is another thing about being a fan and just knowing the game. Indianapolis is my team. That's my most favorite team in football. I want them to win every game, every Sunday. I want them to win.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, but since what's the name is hurt, Manning.
Yeah.
I don't even look at Indy no more. I mean, I might as well pass and go to the next. I mean,
so would you want Luck for your quarterback next year's draft if they?
Well, I would want them to draft him, but he ain't gonna be the quarterback next year. Manning gonna be the quarterback. You're gonna be in training.
Do you think they gonna go 0-16? Because really, they don't have nothing to lose. It's not like they're gonna be the first team to go 0-16.
Well, check it out. They ain't
gonna get talked about like the Lions did.
No, but they ain't got to try to go 0-16.
They are.
The team is horrible.
Yeah.
Only way they don't, we have to go look at the schedule because right now they're 0-6. St. Louis 0-6. What
happened to the great Sam Bradford that's supposed to came and save St. Louis? What happened?
They made the playoffs last year.
Ooh, whoop-de-doo. We talking about this year.
Well, what can you say about your Lions?
I ain't
With Stafford, when he made the playoffs. Okay, now I'm just saying he made the playoffs.
Hold on. You must be talking to somebody else. I'm a 49er.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I just to throw that out there.
I love an organization that go get what they want and want what they get. And the Lions are not like that. 3-4 receivers, pass draft. The only time you stepped up, and I'm gonna give my man his report card is still out there. Stafford or Glassford, whatever you want to call him, but
you got to get Stanford, Sue, and
money. He's just really playing a fool.
And Megatron, but Megatron, them was good. Them was good picks.
Megatron and Sue. Outside that, that's it.
Yeah, and Stafford, that was a good pick. He hate. Don't hate him. I like.
Get back to your picks, man.
Okay,
Come on.
all right. Okay, all right. And as all you Detroit fans know, Detroit is at Denver, and I'm taking Denver. And Washington is at Buffalo. That's interesting.
I'm taking Buffalo. Come on, ain't what interesting about that?
Well, what's interesting is I work with a Washington Redskin fan. He's from Washington D.C. and he picks Washington every single week, regardless of who they
That's
playing.
an easy one too. Trust me.
Right.
They just gave the quarterback a 6-year deal, so he going to step up today to earn that money.
He is a cousin of a Detroit fan, the Washington fan, because I don't care who they playing. He figured they're going to win. I mean, let's keep it real.
Stick to the team. I ain't mad at that.
Well, love the team, but I mean, you can be realistic.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I love Indy, but they're not winning this week.
They let reality kick in.
Exactly. I mean, I was rooting for Texas, but St. Louis was the better team and won the World Series. I mean, hello? A lot of people, when their team lose, they want to say, well, they cheated. My team. I got another guy at work. Every time his team lose, it was, the mafia man made the phone call. It never can be a legit. Your team lost.
Jim Onion and Joe Banana made the call.
Right, they made a call. No, G-Money. What y'all fella realize, these professional guys is making too much money, and the TV is too much money. It's built millions and billions of dollars in TV money. So how these little gamblers with their thousands going to buy somebody off? It's just too much money out there. Too much money to be made legally. They give the TV put the gamblers out of it. Even though don't get me wrong, gambling is still out there. They're making plenty of money on it. But fixing games, I mean, they probably got players, like the road referee.
Yeah.
You got players, they got players that need money. I mean, they probably cheating in there. But just overall, no, I'm sorry. It don't work like that.
Okay, get the rest of your picks before we wrap it up here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I'm down to
Y'all got 5 minutes to call in to win this money.
Cincinnati at Seattle. I'm taking Cincinnati. Seattle, another one can't score points. Cleveland at San Francisco.
Frisco.
Even though, I picked Frisco last week, so I'm being
You're going to pick them again
I'm
this
picking
week.
them this week, right. And New England at Pittsburgh. People like Pittsburgh, but you can't bet against Brady. It's simple as that.
That's going to be a good game right there.
It's going to be a good game, but who you betting on, though? Thank you, Brady.
I'm going to have to go. What is Pittsburgh record?
It makes no difference, man. It's Brady.
What are they record?
Pittsburgh is let me see.
I'm going to have to.
Pittsburgh 5-2.
And what is New England?
They only lost one, G-Money.
Yeah,
they don't lose many. And he threw 4 interceptions. So.
Yeah, I'll go with New England on that
thank
one.
you.
Yeah.
And then we got Dallas at Philly. That's
taking
interesting.
Philly.
Well, let's do the history. Dallas playing strong now. They at Philly. But Philly coming off a bye week, I should say Andy Reid, is 12-0.
Well, usually when a team come off a bye week.
Not everybody.
They kind of, pissed off. They mad. So, they don't have that extra week. 'Cause that's exactly what happened to Michigan. Yes, they was pissed off with Michigan State. So they had that bye week. So now they came in and destroyed Purdue yesterday.
Right, because having 2 weeks to prepare for a team, that is an advantage.
So,
exactly. I like Philly now.
Yeah, I'm going to take Philly.
And Monday night, San Diego at Kansas City. Well,
how'd that get on Monday Night Football? Are you serious?
Well, Kansas City did make the playoffs.
Oh,
even though they lost the last 5 games. You should have saw the writing on the wall.
I'm going to watch Lifetime that night. Now you come on. How did that make it?
No, our homeboy they're playing, though. Gates. Gates went to my high school.
Oh, jeez.
We get Gates. Matter of fact, I played with his daddy. I played with Gates' daddy, yeah.
You bringing that up now. and there's going to be 2 weeks of back-to-back Monday night boo-boo games.
Well, we had 19 points scored last Monday night.
Ooh. That favored your pockets, didn't it? Yeah, we ain't going to get off into that, dog. Yeah, that favored somebody's pocket.
19 points on a Monday night, baby. 1 touchdown and 3 field goals. Okay.
All right, Detroit Sports Jersey with your host,
we got 3. I'm looking at the clock. 3 minutes left. Call in real quick, try to win. You got question 1 already answered. Come on, call in. I'm only have 2 questions I'm going to ask you. Matter of fact, the second question is, how many times Detroit been to the Super Bowl? Now, all you got to answer is 1 question. Detroit, call in.
Detroit.
1 question, $50.
313-868-3688. 313-868.
The phone calling in. The phone want to win.
313-868-3688. Detroit Sports Jersey with your host Will and the Water Cooler Guru. Or
Okay, we got 2 minutes left, y'all.
Or DetroitSportsJersey.com, 88.1 FM. That's how we roll up in here. We ain't professionals. We just here having fun, you know, kicking the willy bobos. That's what we do. That's how we get down, you know.
Do we have to up the ante?
$100.
Yeah, $100.
$100. You got to get them out of bed.
As we say in old school, a C note. A C note. Will a C note get you out of bed?
I think we're going to have to up the ante.
I got to.
You know.
I got 2 questions. You got about 60 seconds. 2 questions is already answered. All you can do is answer 1 question.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, indeedy. 3-1.
Well, I enjoyed myself today.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice show. I'm feeling good. Got a lot off my chest.
Right.
And remember, you know why Detroit won't win a Super Bowl? You don't have a threat. You need a threat, Detroit.
The fans are a threat.
Yeah, whatever. That's their problem. They're fans. Like this one clown, 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years. I ought to take him out back and whoop him like I was his daddy.
Well, you got to keep hope alive, man. You got to keep hope alive.
Yeah, okay. I keep hope alive like I believe in the Easter Bunny. Yeah, the Easter Bunny gonna show up first before.
I am the Easter Bunny.
Hey, listen though, the Easter Bunny gonna show up before them 2 Super Bowls
in 5 years. I got to remember that one. Okay, we got the 2016, baby.
Exactly. You know. Before that jumped off. But anyway, Detroit, we'd like to thank you for joining us this week on Detroit Sports Jersey, DetroitSportsJersey.com. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, please tune in next week and try to win $50 from us. And I enjoyed you guys this morning. And hopefully we'll have a good week. Be safe. And Devil's Night is with tonight.
It's Angels Night. Ain't no more Devil's Night.
Angels Night is tonight.
Yeah.
Let's be angels out there. Let's bring our city back. Let's not take it down. Let's bring it back.
Because you know the media, they love to whoop us, you know, like they city doing any better. And I used to be, let me say something, I used to be an over-the-road truck driver. I ain't know these cities out here better than Detroit.
Exactly.
Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Right.
You know, that's for real. I might have been all up and down the map. And
let's take pride in our city.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, instead of messing up, let's clean up.
And they got
tonight, why don't we walk around and clean some more empty lots? Let's pick up paper. Let's clean up tonight.
Exactly. That's true.
Let's clean up.
So, okay, sports fan, once again, you know, this is the Knockout Punch. Thank you for listening to Detroit Sports Jersey on 88.1 FM, WGPR. Join us every Sunday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm your host, Will, with the Water Cooler Guru. Until next week, try to come get this C note.
Love you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to Detroit Sports Jersey. Until next week, same place, same time, Sunday at 10 a.m. on FM 88.1 WHPR, Power Talk Live Radio with your host, Will, and co-host, the Water Cooler Guru. Live call-in number 313-868-3688. Live streaming at FM881WHPR.com. Straight sports talk, no professionals here. Have a great week.
Son, we got to talk about drinking.
I know.
I don't want you touching alcohol till you're old enough.